Welcome to the True Grime Stories podcast, where in every episode, we'll unravel a new mystery of cleaning business transformation from a grimy mess to a great success. Join me, your host, Jeannie Henderson, as together we dig up cleaning business secrets that you've been dying to know. Hello, Jeannie here. And next up in our Best of True Grime Stories replays is one of my absolute favorites. It's Joanne Braccio talking about how she grew her cleaning business by stepping back. Joanne went from working 80-hour weeks inside her cleaning business to becoming an absentee owner. And she grew it from $500,000 to over $1 million in revenue. In this episode, Joanne shares what happens when you finally let go of control and how systems and trust create the freedom you're looking for. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything yourself? This replay will challenge and inspire you to step back so your business can step up. Let's start the investigation now. Well, welcome everyone to our next episode of True Grime Stories. I'm your host, Jeannie Henderson, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. We have a really special guest on True Grime Stories today. It's a dear friend of mine and a very inspiring cleaning business owner. Her name is Joanne Braccio, and she is from St. Petersburg, Florida, where she has been running Made to Order Florida for over 50 years. She's been in the cleaning business since she was 17, and she has made a huge difference in her community. Made to Order Florida has been recognized and is an award-winning cleaning business called the Best of the Bay Cleaning Service Award, and it's something that Joanne is very proud of. Her philosophy is rooted in the belief that a clean home brings joy and well-being. She makes a difference in the lives of her clients and her team members. And since I've known Joanne, she achieved a dream of starting a nonprofit called Love Thy Neighbor Florida, serving people in need in her area. And her goal is to make everyone's home healthy and happy. So Joanne, I'm so excited that we were able to make this happen today in light of the fact that you've just gone through a hurricane. So thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So in the midst of a hurricane, you still are a shining bright light in your community. So I definitely want to talk about that once we talk about what's happening, or what has happened in your business, and share some tips with our audience today about how you transformed your business. I've known you for a long time. And when I first met you, you had been cleaning for, at that time, over 40 years. And I believe you were still cleaning in the field. Is that right?
Yep. I didn't stop cleaning in the field until 2020.
That's amazing. Yeah. I love it when people say, oh, well, this certain employee can't clean anymore, because she's getting old and she's been cleaning for 10 years. I'm like, oh, no, my friend Joanne, she cleaned for over 40 years. So don't give me that excuse.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, when you started out, you were just running your cleaning business on your own. Kind of tell us the story of the short story of how your cleaning business developed over that 40-year span.
Well, I didn't go into it thinking I was going to have a cleaning company. I went into it, had people come help me. It was like 4 of my girlfriends. And the next thing I know, I had 7 people working for me. I go, well, I could do something with this. And I met Debbie 10 years before I started CBF. And I was like, oh, what's she going to teach me? There's nothing she can teach me that I don't know. I was so wrong. When COVID hit, I knew that I had to change something. I knew I needed to get out of the field, and I just didn't know how. So that's when I joined CBF. And within a year, I doubled my profit. I got out of the field and was mop free within 90 days.
Wow. That's great. So tell me about, we like to call it your grime scene. So what was that grimy spot that you were stuck in that you knew you needed help to get out of it? What was it like? What was your business like? And how were you feeling at that point?
Oh, my problem is I wanted to be in control. I had too many hats. I was trying to do everything, and letting go of the control was really, really hard for me. But I knew that if I trained them and sent them out, they were going to do great. And letting go of that was really, really hard. But if you have a system and a process that teaches you how to do things, you don't need to do it yourself. So that's, a lot of what I learned. I don't do technology very well. I still am really hard to learning it. And that was another thing that set me back. But I am trying to learn technology every day. I'm trying to get better at it. But that stopped me from being in the office. I didn't want to do the computer stuff. I still don't. I don't like it. So,
Yeah, I mean, and we're not good at everything, and it kind of sounds like you felt like if you didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done right.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like you had to let go of that. And I think as entrepreneurs, many of us start out that way. We think, well, I'm the best cleaner. I'm the best at sales. I'm the best at marketing. Nobody's going to be able to do it as good as me. So I just have to keep doing it.
Right.
So how many hours were you putting in at this point?
Probably about 80 a week.
Oh, oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Easy.
And were you getting any breaks at all?
No. And we're seasonal. We have seasonal rentals. So we were 7 days a week. There was not even weekends. I remember working 6 months straight without a break.
Oh my goodness. You
Yeah.
are a dynamo. Like, and the fact that you just kept doing it, the perseverance that you have, I just so admire that. And so here you are working 7 days a week, 80 hours a day. And what was the big thing? You said letting go of control. Was that when you started making changes and you started working with a coach, was that the big thing for you, letting go of control?
Yes. And having somebody tell me what to do. That was a hard one, but I learned a lot. When I did join CBF, it was in the middle of COVID and not knowing what to do or how to, I didn't even know how to be a leader. I was just one of the girls cleaning in the field with them.
And how many people were on your team at this time?
I had 23 at that time.
Oh my goodness. And about how many clients do you think that was?
About 200.
Okay. So you were at 200 clients.
Recurring, and we had about 70 to 125 Airbnbs at that time.
Okay. Okay. So that's where your business was. What was the first thing that you let go of?
Being in the field. It was a real big thing. Getting out of the field and not going in and being with the girls and working with them was a really hard thing for me to do, because as long as I was controlling things in the field, everything was, the business was doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And during COVID was a really, really hard time. My sister was dying of cancer.
I remember that. Yeah.
I had to step back. But you know what? Debbie has taught me not how to be a leader. She taught me how to pivot, which I would have never made it through COVID, not knowing how to pivot. I would have been lost. I would have lost everything. And learning how to do things differently, looking, outside the box was a really big thing for me, because, when you're a cleaner and you're just doing it, used to doing it a certain way, that's all you know.
Mm-hmm.
And being in this community, I can't even express how much it has changed my life. It has only changed my work life, me physically and mentally. I've changed so much. I'm like half of who I used to be. You know.
Well, and I have watched so much change and growth in you. I mean, you've always been a delightful person. You've always been a powerhouse. But that letting go of doing all the things. So you let go of cleaning. What was the result of that? Did your business fall apart?
No, my business almost doubled. We went from 500,000 to $1 million.
Oh my goodness!
In like I think a year's time.
Right. So what was holding on to that doing to you? I mean, what was the negative impact of just always saying, I have to be out there cleaning?
Well, the thing is I was like a hamster on this wheel. I was never going anywhere. You know, I was always in the field, always like it was holding me back. It wasn't helping me.
Right. And we can't see it, right? Because we're
No,
stuck in the middle of it and we're
right,
working in our business and not on our business. Okay.
right.
So you let go of cleaning. What was the next thing that you let go of? Or did you find that you had more, or that you could focus your time on other things? Like, what did you start working on instead of being in the field? What were you able to then do that helped your business go from that $500,000 mark, which a lot of people get stuck there at that
Right.
$500,000 mark, to go to your $1 million business?
Well, my daughter came on board, and when she came on board, it gave me time to kind of walk away from the business. I walked away from it for 2 years, and I worked on my nonprofit. Um, and my nonprofit was just helping cancer patients, it's a disabled vet, elderly people who couldn't afford it, houses for free. And then I started a food pantry. And then now on top of the food pantry, now I have a thrift store. So it's grown into this thing that I have volunteers that are running it.
Right. So, and I remember very vividly the first time I met you, you told me about, you were already doing the nonprofit then, but it was kind of like part of made to order,
It
right?
was. Mm-hmm.
And you were giving free cleaning to veterans and cancer patients in your community. And, you know, you were honoring your sister's life through some of that work. And I was very touched by that. And you shared that dream with me that you wanted to take that was where you wanted to spend your time, that you wanted your business to be able to run by itself and be able to start that nonprofit journey. And so I think this is a great place for us to pause for just a minute and come back, and we can share some more about how getting your business out of, letting go of the control of some of the things in your business has created this ability. So let's take a break right now and hear from our sponsor, Cleaning Business Fundamentals.
Is your cleaning business a grime story? There's no need to stay stuck in the muck because you're not alone. With over 500 active members and more than 500 graduates of our Cleaning Business Fundamentals program, CBF is the #1 cleaning business academy in the world and has created more mop-free millionaires than any program in the industry. Learn more and let CBF take your residential cleaning business from a grime story to a gleaming success.
Well, we're coming back to talk with Joanne Braccio a little bit more, or a lot more, about how making changes in her business gave her the ability to start something new. So, Joanne, when I first met you, one of the very first things you told me was your dream to start a nonprofit. And you let go of some things in your cleaning business. And when you let go of those things, you said you stepped away. Did it grow to 1 million without you in the driver's seat?
It sure did. It sure did.
Wow.
And something my daughter did that I had never done. I never had systems and processes. She got all the systems and processes, and just it took off.
That's amazing. So, and that's the other thing that I think a lot of us don't realize when we first start out is like, we shouldn't do everything. And when we hand it off to someone else, they can possibly and probably do it better than us because they're just focused on that area instead of trying to do all the things at once.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your business now is systemized. You've let go of the steering wheel there, and you created now some time to work on something that was near and dear to your heart. So tell us about your nonprofit. Tell us the name and kind of how it got started.
Okay, so my nonprofit is called Love Thy Neighbor Florida. It started when my first sibling, Robert, passed away in 2000. I told him I was going to do something in his honor, and I belong to cleaning for a reason, but I wanted to do something to keep it local. So I said, why don't I just do the same thing and just clean cancer patients? And he was a veteran, a disabled vets. And we have a lot of elderly people, and I do a little twist on it. So that's how it started. And then what happened is cancer patients lose everything when they get sick. They lose their house, they lose their job, They lose their income. So I started collecting food for them in a little room in my office. And it was a church. We had moved into this church. And we started collecting food for the cancer patients. And the next thing I knew, the homeless started coming. And of course, I had to give them the food. And then the next thing I knew, I was looking for somewhere to start a pantry. And then we started Love Thy Neighbor Community Market. And now I have a thrift store that we're supporting people with. We're giving out free clothing and stuff to the hurricane victims and, food. So now I have not only a, we clean cancer patients' houses for free, but we have a food pantry. So you need help with food or you need clothing. We have all of these things to help you make sure, ease the burdens of daily life. So.
Wow. And it just warms my heart to see you achieve that dream of because you were able to get your business running, become basically an absentee owner. The business is self-running now. And you were able to then start something new, but then living out your purpose that way.
Yeah.
And, they talk about in the Bible how we're prepared for such a time as this, right? And you have in these last couple of weeks after Hurricane Milton found yourself in that, actually going back to Hurricane Ian, right, was the first time where you were helping others.
Right.
During that. I remember Joanne loading up like truckloads of things and driving them down to where the hurricane was hit. Some of our cleaning business owner friends in Fort Myers and Naples who needed things, Joanne was helping them out, which was just so inspiring. And then now with Hurricane Milton, tell us a bit about what's been happening in your nonprofit since then.
So it was different for me this time because I was on the other side of it. I was on the receiving end. Usually it doesn't hit us. So I was in the, where Libby was 2 years ago. And it was a struggle. It was really hard. Like I really couldn't help people in our community right away because there was no power, there was no gas, there was no nothing. But, I always remember Debbie teaching me about pivoting. There's always finding some other ways of helping people. And so that's usually what I'm doing right now. I've got this great community behind me who's supporting me and helping me. And I've got people sending me stuff from all over the country, which is help me get through that. I mean, we're better now. We have gas and we have the stores have opened, but for a while there was no stores open. I couldn't get the stuff for the people. But it's changed now. We've got gas and we got people sending me stuff from all over the country. And I'm just, giving back to people in my community. I said yesterday, I told somebody, I feel like I didn't do anything this time like I did the last time because I'm not taking truckloads in. And they're like, but I know that I'm feeding people. I know that people are coming in saying, thank God you're here. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have anything. We lost everything. So I'm on the receiving end instead of the giving end this time because we got hit. We got hit hard.
Yeah.
So my parents lost their home. They lost everything. I had to help them. It was a real hard time. But.
Yeah. Well, and our hearts and our prayers have been with you and your team and your families. But the thing that I love about you, Joanne, is in the midst of your need, you're still always thinking about other people and how you can help other people. And I just love how, God tapped you on the shoulder a long time ago and you just continue to live that out all the time. So I'm just so blessed to know you and to watch the difference that you're making. So I do want to talk a little bit more about your cleaning business, but before we move on, how can people help? Because we're going to run this pretty close to the date that we're recording it. How can people support you at Love Thy Neighbor?
They can, like I said, they can send us non-perishable foods if they want. Like you can do a Walmart order and send it to my nonprofit or to my office. I do have a PayPal link on my lovethyneighborfl.org website if you want to make a donation. 100% of what we get goes back. We don't pay executives or anything like that. We're always giving back to the community and making sure that we help those that need it the most.
Well, that's great. And everybody will include the link to Love Thy Neighbor Florida in our show notes. So if you want to help some victims of Hurricane Milton, or just help people in Joanne's community there in St. Petersburg, you can support Love Thy Neighbor. So congratulations, Joanne, on
Thank you.
what you've created, and that, you know, that you always step up when people have needs. So thank you. So the beautiful thing about this story, this Love Thy Neighbor story, though, is that your cleaning business gave you the opportunity to do this.
Yes.
And getting your business to that point of being self-running and profitable is the thing that allowed you to do it. So, you know, you learned to give up some control of things and letting other people run it. What does your business look like today?
It's 1,250,000. We haven't tried to grow it. We've lost like probably most of our Airbnbs right now, but
Mhm.
I know we're bouncing back. We got people always calling because what we do here for seasonals, nobody else does. So nobody takes the laundry back to their facility. Nobody washes it. Nobody stains it. Nobody makes sure that, like I had property owners that lived out of state, and they were worried about their properties. And I'm all like, I'll go, I'll turn off the electric, I'll shut everything down, I'll secure it, I'll bring all your stuff down. And who does that? Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I know we'll bounce back. I know we'll bounce back. It's going to take some time, for everything to get fixed now because we got wiped really hard in the
yeah,
beaches.
that was tough. And, you know, what is the future that you hope for your cleaning business?
Well, I'm actually doing the Vivid Vision right now, and so I want to work with my team. I haven't been able to do it for the last couple of weeks because of the hurricane and no thing, but
Mhm.
I want to be 2 million by next year.
Oh, wow, exciting. And what will be the result of having that now bigger business?
It'll give me more time
Great.
to work on my nonprofit. Like that's really, really where my heart is. It's always been, that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Major order was always just my job and my financial way of getting Love Thy Neighbor going. And um, maybe I don't think I'll ever retire. I think I'll always be doing stuff for Love Thy Neighbor, but it would be nice to retire from Made to Order one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know, but it's having the systems in place, letting others, delegating to other people that has given you that freedom. And you shared that you learned about this in CBF. So, what do you have to say to people out there who are listening to this today about, if they find themselves stuck, and a lot of people do get stuck in the cleaning industry, um, what's the way out?
There's only one way, and I'll tell you what. I'm a CBF fan, and Debbie's phenomenal. She's not only a leader; she will teach you everything that you need to know to get to where you need to be. And she even taught me to let go. Like I needed to let go, and I was like that hamster on that wheel. I was going nowhere. I'd been at 500,000 probably for 4 or 5 years before I, joined CBF, and it changed everything. I
That's
could
yeah.
have never, ever have walked away from a business. I mean, I'm pretty much an absentee owner right now, but,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be like Debbie when I grow up.
Don't we all? We all want to be like Debbie Sardone. Well, and you also mentioned the Vivid Vision book. So those of you who are interested, Vivid Vision is a great book by Cameron Harold. A lot of us who are friends in this group are going through that together. And that's a great way to kind of plan your future. But cleaning business fundamentals, I had a very similar experience where, you know, I knew that I could do better, but I couldn't figure out how. And we get so caught up in the day to day that there's no time to even research how to do it because we're
Right.
so busy doing instead of planning. And I love it that now you're at the point where you can actually just like take a breath and say, where do we want to go? And cast a vision for your future.
Right.
Uh, and how that vision will inspire your team. And congratulations on achieving your purpose freedom
Thank
And
you.
do you have visions for Love Thy Neighbor to change in any way in the next few years?
Well, I know that we're going to probably have to get out of where we're at one day because my thrift store is so small. Yeah,
Mhm.
I really would like to make I would like to make Love Thy Neighbor like Salvation Army is, and that's a tall order.
That's huge.
Yeah,
But it's a big visions are what change the world, right? We have
okay.
to think bigger than we ever have before. Small visions give you small progress, and big visions give you big progress. So I love that. And um, we can all join in supporting Joanne by going to lovethyneighborfl.org, right? Yes,
Yes.
good. And what advice would you give to cleaning business owners or people who are thinking about starting a cleaning business who are watching us today?
Well, it's not as easy as you think it is. But you have to have a coach. You have to have a process. You have to have um, a lot of will and determination because, it gets hard and sometimes you want to quit, but I don't know. I don't know what keeps me doing what I'm doing. I just love what I do. And you got to love it. I think that having love for what you do means everything.
Yeah, right. I think that this industry really draws people who have a heart of service, right? If you're going to like clean people's homes and clean their toilets, you kind of have to have that heart of service. And that's what kind of keeps us going. Even when we're not getting any sleep, we're not making any money, and, we're dealing with all kinds of frustrating situations. It keeps us going. But Joanne and I both have found that finding a coach makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So thank you, Joanne, for sharing that. Anything else you want to share with our audience today before we go?
I just have to say this that I get so much support from the CBF community. Um, I I tell my office manager all the time. She asks me a question. Go, oh, let me go into CBF here and just ask a question. I'll get you an answer, and that is worth its weight in gold. It's just having that knowledge of not just me, but 500 other cleaning companies that can give me input and advice. I get so much love and support from the community that the community itself is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But leaning into a community of other people who are doing what you're doing and who can support you. And I have seen Joanne change so much over the last, 4.5 years since we probably first met.
Yeah.
And, I see so much. When I met you the first time, I could tell you were tired, right? You were visibly tired. Everybody's tired at that point when you realize I'm stuck and I can't go any further. But since then, I've just seen you light up with so much energy and joy and spreading that to so many people. And you've had such a great journey with creating your nonprofit and your health journey. So congratulations, Joanne.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on here and inspiring other cleaning business owners that they can do it too.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. That's my favorite saying. Okay. Real quick saying.
Yeah, well, that's so great. Well, thank you, Joanne. And thank you, everybody, for sticking with us on this episode of True Grime Stories. And if you have a grime story in your business, you don't have to stay there. I'd love to talk with you about your business and how CBF can help you reach your goals. So check out the links in our show notes today. You can visit Joanne's business website. You can visit Love Thy Neighbor in Florida also. And also click that link if you'd like to schedule a call with me. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you on the next episode of True Grime Stories. Bye-bye.
That's a wrap on today's True Grime Stories. Thanks for joining us in uncovering the secrets of cleaning business success. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and download, and check out our show notes for links and info from today's episode, and to learn more about our sponsor, Cleaning Business Fundamentals. Join us next time as we solve another True Grime story.